楽しかった。楽しかったね。頑張ってなかなかないね。
I'm going to be critical. I believe every problem we have currently, or the majority of problems we have currently in this world, you can bring it back to women. Right? The root cause are most likely women. I think women are so dangerous to society. I really do. I think women are absolutely destroying our society. Not all women. I'm not saying all women. I'm saying in general, but I think a lot of women, if not majority, because shit like that is disgusting. On two parts. One, let's say this. Let's say if it's a girl, right? If it's an actual girl, because it's not. If it's an actual girl, the insanity for you to think that, okay, let me give a crop top to a little girl, which a 7-year-old, if she's a girl, if she was a girl, 7-year-old, crop top, nails, fake nails on, fake eyelashes, on a child that's barely in first grade, makeup. I think single mothers and women like this are pipelines to pedos. I think they are pipelines to pedos. I think they want to sexualize their kids for people to pay attention to. They're disgusting and they're dangerous. Now, second part, it's not a girl, it's a boy. Women like this have damaged boys and turned them, like these damaged boys, into dangerous men. So either these little boys end their life, right, early, or they turn out into dangerous men. They turn out into mentally unstable men. That's the insanity part. These little boys will eventually turn into mentally unstable men. They'll either be extremely violent or to others or to themselves. Right? You want to, like, let's say this, right? You want to go back to what you believe women are dangerous to the world? You believe women are the root of the problem? Yeah. You want to say dangerous men? Guess what? Who raised them? Most likely single mothers. Most likely single mothers. They are the one who raised them. They're the one who instill the values or lack thereof into these boys. They're the ones who damaged these boys. I always think that, what's more damaging, an absent father or a terrible present mother? Now, I'm not saying that an absent father is great, but I say what actually damages a child is a present shitty-ass mother. Because she's a constant in your life.
So my boys are actually not wearing girl clothes. They are just wearing clothes, and whatever makes them happy, they can wear.
Mama sells uniform.
Now, I'm just using that as an example, okay? So it's not really about the dress or whatever. This is a kind of a conspiracy theory I have. That I believe a lot of women who are secretly man-haters, they're feminists, get with a weak man, whatever, usually leave that man, right, a single mother, and then if they have a son, because they have such disdain for men in general, they try to effeminate that man, make him more feminine in nature, right? Mindset and energy and just personality and traits, and just very feminine in, like I said, mindset and how you go about life, calling yourself beautiful instead of handsome. It's like, and again, it's not necessarily the dress, which the dress is like already very feminine in nature, but it's trying to push towards a more feminine feel for a kid, where you're not letting, because I honestly believe naturally a lot of, and it's not always, but I mean a lot of boys will exude a more masculine energy, be more rough, tough, play around more. It's not, but even though, right, we don't need to restrict children. I believe women actively, in my personal opinion, actively push children, i.e. boys, to be more feminine, to be more in tune with their emotions, be more emotional. So and I believe that has become a detriment. So controversial, right? I think you're seeing that how a lot of men are transitioning to be more women. You see women complain about it, like they say, oh, there's no masculine men anymore, and all this, bull crap and stuff like that. But it's just, I believe that I just did a video of a gender reveal of a woman upset that she's getting a son. Really upset. She's extremely upset. And that led me to thinking that, yes, I think a lot of women are like that. They don't like men. They don't like men. Not like they hate their sons, but they don't like men. So secretly, subconsciously, deep down, they are raising their sons to not be a man in a way. They actively try to make him more feminine in nature. So I think that we are seeing a new generation of men where they're not successful in life, or they're not adapted well in life. They're very emotional men, very emotional. They can't control themselves. They can't control their emotions. Because this is the thing where I believe one of the traits of being a man is controlling your emotions. Stoicism, right? Is to control your emotions. Because men know that being overly emotional is one very dangerous. And honestly, being emotional is it's chaotic and you can't control it, right? We've seen it with women. Being emotional is not being overly emotional. It's not a healthy thing because it can lead to very, violent situations or just bad situations. Being emotional, overly emotional, isn't a good thing. Being logical is better. Controlling emotions is better than being overly emotional, especially for men have the disposition or the ability of strength. So it's not a good thing.
I'm going to help you guys out with your transformation for the day. Are you guys excited? Yeah? Is it guys your first time at the boutique? Yeah. Are you guys ready? Yeah? Okay, Princess Marvel, we're going to go this way. Is this your guys' first time at Disneyland? No, you've been here before? You come to our kingdom often? No, just every once in a while. Oh, I'm sorry. So we're going to go straight in and then straight to your dressing room to get you all dressed up.
I don't really believe that there's a far right, or you know what? I don't believe there's much of a far right. Okay, I believe people who are right or whatever, or Republican and stuff like that, are more center to a little bit right. But shit like this, Charlie Kirk, all this shit, I think the world is pushing people more far right. I think I think America is trying to push people more far right, because this is the insanity that we see in our world. Because you think about this, right? After losing Charlie Kirk, how we lost him, we're not rioting in the streets. We are not looting, right? Businesses. So is there a far right? Is there really a far right? We're not going crazy, even though we are upset, insanely upset. Is there a far right? But I think that there's going to be a boiling point, right? And I honestly believe it's close. It's getting close. It's getting close every time, everything is making people more radicalized. And I can't blame them. I can't blame people. Because imagine that. Here's an amazing American citizen, morally sound, a great father, a great man, got killed in front of everyone's eyes. And people didn't riot. People didn't loot. People didn't go out the street to kill and hurt other people. But when George Floyd, right, overdosed and presumably was believed to be killed by police, oh, that was riots. That was craziness. I believe there's more far left than there definitely is far right. But because of that and other shit too, right? Because immigrants, illegal immigrants, the far left riot, broke shit down, destroyed property. Yet losing such an amazing man, we did it, right? People who love this man, respect this man, look up to this man. The right, because I don't think we have much of a far. I don't think we have much of a far right. But the right didn't go crazy. But I think it's a matter of time. It's a boiling point. I think it's a boiling point. We had that Ukrainian Russian woman that got killed, and then this, and then it's just, and then the Charlie Kirk thing, and then seeing these kind of shit. It's like, I think there's a boiling point. I think we are purposely trying to radicalize people, right? Trying to push people into the far right. And I don't know. I think it's sad. I think it's sad because we just can't be decent human beings because the world is ugly.
I want a safe space from cis women. How about that? What if I wanted a safe space away from cis women? We're gonna do hella microaggressions and make me feel incredibly uncomfortable and just generally sometimes ruin the vibe. No shade to some of y'all. Some of y'all are absolutely lovely.
Have you tried the men's bathroom or the men's locker room? Perhaps a fraternity. Ooh, maybe the coal mine.
And this is why they prove every day to me, or every time I see them talk, that these are mentally disturbed people. I honestly can never understand how women support this thing, right? I really don't. I just you supposedly fought so hard for, women's rights, women's equalities, yet you see it's a logical thing for men now to gain those rights themselves, or invade your spaces. I can never understand it, okay? And here's also a thing where why these men are mentally disturbed. So you want a safe space from women. Yet your logical solution is become a woman. Again, how does this make sense? And it shows the delusion. It shows that they are mentally disturbed. They are mentally disturbed people. And yet we think these are fine to be a part of society. These type of people are fine to be a part of society. I'm not saying that it's a problem to be different. I'm saying that it's a problem where you're not just trying to be different. You're just trying to be something new, right? You're trying to be something new. I mean, it's like it's just the detachment from reality. That's the thing that I find so disturbing. And we are promoting and we are fine with it. And I think that's one of the key issues that we're heading down a wrong path in society. These people are mentally disturbed, and us supporting it does not help them, and it definitely does not help society. You know, when I see things like that, I can't help but think that I think the left is destroying people. I think the left is absolutely disgusting. They are a cancer onto the U.S. They're a cancer of the world, but they're definitely a cancer to the U.S. I think the left is what making our country weak. I really do. It is destroying our people, making our men weaker, you know, changing our men to, you know, changing our boys to future women, changing our, you know, girls to future men. And that's the thing. I'm just seeing our kids are doing worse. Our kids are not in a healthy state. Our people are not in a healthy state. And I just can't help but think that the left has a big part of it. I don't know. I don't know how to think about it. I mean, I don't know. What could we do, right? What could we do? It's like, I don't know. It's like we would just have to, I don't know.
All the stuff I do for you as a mother. Literally, I take care of you, I feed you, I cook, I do all that stuff. And all I did, I asked you for your birthday money so that I can pay the light bill. You don't want to give me the birthday money. So I am taking the PS5 back so I can get the money so the bill can be paid.
Well, how you gonna ask for my birthday money that I got on my birthday to pay the light bill? And why you trying to take my PS5 away?
Well, you can't play the PS5 anyway if there ain't gonna be no damn lights in our house.
You shouldn't have been going out so much. You would have had the money. What happened to the income tax?
China, first of all, I'm an adult. Stay out my business. When I come to you as a mother and I'm telling you there's an issue where I need help, you help.
Going out so much. I'm tired of you going out. You need to spend time with us, and you need to spend money on your bills.
Leilani, I'm not even talking to you. So you stay in a child's place.
Now, you said stay in a child's place, but you asking my brother to pay your bills. And just like Lay said, you need to start spending money on us and stop going spending money on yourself and your little boyfriend.
Boy,
I always like to take every video with a grain of salt. Who knows if this video is real or not, but nothing is original. Shit like this is happening somewhere. This is a thing where a lot of adults, a lot of parents, mothers in this case, they are including children into adult stuff. Like talking bad about their fathers. Now, trying to take your child's money so you can pay your bills. It's not a child's responsibility to take care of the household. It is yours. You are the adult. It is your responsibility. You see her nails are done. You see her nails are done. This is the thing where it's like, yeah, you have money for other stuff to live beyond your means. But when you actually need your money to actually do adult stuff, take care of your adult responsibility, you don't have it, it's your fault, 100%. I hate this thing where a while back I saw this video of a woman who was homeless with her kids. Someone told me that, you know, her money got stolen. But it's like, you only have 1 month of rent? You put your money under your bed? I mean, it's like, seriously. It's just, the irresponsibility is, there's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it. We as adults It is our responsibility. Bills, taxes, whatever, taking care of stuff. It is our adult responsibility. You cannot change that immutable fact. You can't. It is a responsibility that, as an adult, that's what we have to handle. And in this particular case, to include your kids into your responsibility, you said don't get into. You are putting them in. You're putting them into adult situations. So it's just this shows you a lot of mothers, parents' selfishness, where if they have a problem with their partner, the father, or whatever, the parent, they show it in front of the kids. It's like it's really, you don't understand what traumas you are putting onto your children. It's really sad. It really is. It's just people like this are just selfish. They only care about themselves, and they don't know how to be an adult.
If I'm pregnant with your son and you leave me, I'm 100% raising my son gay. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna raise him gay. I'm gonna raise him.
This may be a controversial opinion, but I think a lot of women use children as pawns. One, to get back at the baby daddy that they hate or whatever. And an even more controversial opinion, to further their own victimhood and selfishness. So one, I think a lot of women do use children as pawns to try to, wait a minute. I think a lot of women purposely don't let the father interact with the children. They would badmouth the father in front of the children. My baby mom, she even my daughter came up to me and say, oh, mom said this about you, and my daughter was relatively older by then. And I asked her, do you think that's true? And my daughter said, no, that's not true. I'm glad that I helped raise a daughter that is more logical and not as easily manipulated as she could have been. But these bitter single mothers do that, okay? And I think even another diabolical thing that I'm seeing more and more of in current society, where you're seeing so many kids transitioning into trans and whatever, thinking they're gay, thinking they're a lesbian, whatever. I think there's another thing where women are still not necessarily using it as pawns, but as, I don't know, self-validation tools, or trying to be self-important, where, I'm a mom that is promoting my child's identity, right? I think that's happening a lot. You're seeing that a lot in current mothers, where they are destroying their children's lives but they don't care. They only care about themselves. I think all of these women that are doing all the things I'm saying, they only care about themselves. They don't care about the child at all. And controversially, I think the women that leave or break up family, they don't care about the children. They constantly, I'm leaving for the child. No, you're not. You're leaving for yourself. Stop lying. Thinking, if I'm unhappy in the marriage, it would be a good thing. What? To make yourself happy. Right? You don't have to, I think that's another story, but I just think a lot of women are more selfish than they are, letting out to be. So.
I'm gonna do a little piece.
Okay.
No, I want to share it with people. Cheers. What do you think, boy or girl? Girl, I want a girl.
I don't know.
You ready?
Yeah, you ready?
3. Ready? 3, 2. Wait, close your eyes. Right here. 3, 2.
Close my eyes or what?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm gonna open them.
You ready?
You pull it out yet?
Pull it out, pull it out.
Open them?
Brother, run. I mean, like, seriously. Unbelievable. It's like, are you kidding me? It's your child. You should be happy. You should be happy if you get a healthy child. Caring about the gender? What are you, communist China? It's like, are you kidding me? I swear to God, so many women have mental disorders. They do. So many women. It's not all women, but a lot of women have really issues that they need to handle before they get into a relationship, before they can become a parent. I swear, this is, now imagine this, where I believe, with that kind of reaction, she's going to resent the boy. She's going to resent the boy. I think
maybe dangerously, she's gonna mistreat the boy. And you know what? This is the thing where I think this is happening a lot, where you see with the whole trans thing, or like how single mothers, a lot of times are very making their sons be very feminine, right? Wanting them to wear dresses, wanting them to put on makeup, saying that, oh, they must be in a different body, right? Indoctrinating them, okay? Trying to change up their mindset, thinking that you're trying to push, what is it? Different kind of, push them to be more tolerant. But in actuality, you're trying to change them because you didn't want a boy, you wanted a girl. So what you would do is trying to effeminate them, right? Make them more feminine. I believe that you're seeing this more and more happening with like mothers, where they're trying to push their boys to be more feminine in nature, to hopefully change these boys into little girls. I swear, it is tiring. It is. I honestly believe that a lot of problems we're seeing in society right now, or the results that we're seeing, right, how society is right now, it is the result of women being in power, essentially. Women are basically in power socially. I think women are more than ever in power in relationships and marriages. So I honestly think that they're ruining things. They're destroying young boys. It's just sad. And imagine, this is the thing where it didn't get as much outrage. I don't know. Maybe I didn't look at the comments like that. But imagine if that was a man who did that. If it was a girl and he got upset. Imagine that, the outrage of the social outrage. And we think it's acceptable or okay, a woman getting outraged that she has a son. I don't know. It's just, we have some messed up people in this world. We really do. Some mentally messed up people.
I'm talking about me. Okay. So what you gonna do if your partner say, damn, your mama fine? Okay. Oh. That's what you gonna do?
This is a controversial opinion, and not many people talk about this. You hear women say, oh, men are so dangerous, men are so dangerous. Here's my controversial opinion. I think women are more dangerous. I think the statistics never really go in deep, because I believe that women are more dangerous. 70% of one-way domestic violence is committed by women towards men. Lesbian relationships are the most, has the highest domestic violence rates. I believe, right? Yes, men commit most of the violent crimes, but you never get in deep, because I believe that women aim men like a gun. I believe women use men like a gun. So, okay, they don't get their hands dirty. They don't add to the statistics. They use men for it. I believe, I've seen it before. I've seen it before where, some other man, I don't know, does something to, let's say, or, does something, say something, or even hated by a sister, by a girlfriend, by a mother, by a whatever. And she complains, she talks about it. She's aiming that man that she's talking to towards that other man. And this is why, I'm not saying 100%, but I believe a lot of cases, a lot of men that are in prison right now, I believe it's because of women. I believe it's because of women. And not just because he did something bad to women. I believe he's killed someone else because of a woman. I believe, I'm not saying like all of it, right? But I believe there's a good amount of cases, a good amount of that violent stats, right? The violent stats is men doing something because of a woman. Women don't have the strength, right? Women don't have the power to necessarily hurt men, right? Necessarily inflict a lot of damage on men, physically. So what women know how to do is they know how to inflict emotional damage. They know how to emotionally manipulate, particularly manipulate men. So women will use their power to their advantage. Manipulate that man. Use that man like a gun. Point that man towards the other man you want to hurt. I believe women do this. I believe this is a thing too. They do this to their children, to their sons. They turn their sons into thugs. They turn their sons into future weapons to attack somebody who they, deem needs to be attacked.
Grateful I woke up again. Woke up and took a breath again. Looked up and saw the sun again. I'm grateful for the eyes I have. I'm moving on my toes again. I'm grateful for the wind against my face. I'm grateful for the sensation of a loved one's embrace. I'm grateful for the lemon juice upon my lips. I'm grateful I can smile when I'm tasting it. I'm grateful for
You know, that is cute. It's cute. It really is. But this is a thing where we never really put a whole lot of thought to this. In my opinion, men have always, for the longest time, have been raised on how to treat women. Men have been raised to provide, to protect, to be good men, to be gentlemen, to be chivalrous, to be loving. Men have been, personal opinion, men have always, not saying all men, but a lot of men, I think in my personal opinion, majority of men have been raised on how to treat women. But this is the thing where we never talk about. You don't see videos of women teaching their girls how to be good wives, how to be good mothers, how to be good partners, how to be caring towards men. They don't teach that. And then you wonder why good men change up. This is the thing where, you know, I've seen videos, okay, where the good men become the player. I don't know about a lot of you guys, but I've seen those videos where the good men, they become, okay, the terrible men that women have to deal with. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about, you know what? Here's the thing where if he was a good father, but he happens to meet a woman that will be terrible, make him, you know, divorce him, not let him see his children, magnitude of things, it will change it up. If you told him how to be a good husband, and then you get he gets a woman that abuses him, neglects him, treats him like dirt, well, guess what? It will change up. This is the thing where I get it. I'm not saying that, oh, don't teach young boys this. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we don't realize it's never one-sided. You can't promote, encourage, and want to teach little boys something and not realize, hey, guess what will ruin those teachings? Not teaching girls the same. I don't believe that personal opinion again, I don't believe any mom is teaching their daughter how to be good wives, how to be good partners. I do not believe that. I also don't believe that they really teach their daughters how to be good mothers, but I would say at the very least, they do not teach their daughters how to be good wives, how to be good partners. What they do teach is how to be strong and independent. You don't need no man. You don't need to depend on a man. Yet, when it comes to sons, you teach them how to cater to a woman, how to be a good husband, how to be a caring person. Yet, flip side, you teach your daughters how to be selfish, how to not care about other people, how to just care about yourself. So, guess what? Teaching your daughters one way will counteract how you teach your sons. That's the thing that we don't see in society. These progressive mothers, this is why your teachings will fail. Because it is fine your view is that, okay, let me teach my son how to do this. Yet not wonder, you know what? When other mothers don't teach their daughters how to be that, but guess what your sons date and get with? Those types of women. So, you know.
Children deserve privacy. I don't think parents should be tracking children's phones. I don't think they should be going through their phones. I don't think they should be putting cameras in their cars. I don't think they should be taking doors off their rooms. I think they're little tiny human beings, and it's super invasive when you're all up in their business. I think when you do that, instead of approaching them with a conversation, all you're doing is teaching your child that they need to be sneakier, teaching your child how to lie and how to hide things from you.
I say this, right? This is a mindset that has created where parents are trying to be friends with their children. And what has it gotten us? And this is just my opinion, where we see more kids are more destructive than ever before. And that's what I'm seeing, okay? Through news, through social media, through whatever. We've seen kids more being destructive. They have no discipline, no respect for authority, no fear of consequences. So no, parents should not be friends with their kids. You do not deserve or qualify for respect and privacy. You don't, okay? Now, parents give you privacy and respect. That's a parent's job. That's what they decide. You don't. This is the thing where it's the entitlement. You don't, you're not being provided for and think that you deserve whatever, privacy, have things your way, things to be talked out. No, you're not an adult. You're not an adult. You're a child living under someone's roof, being provided for. This is the thing where women like this are creating entitlement, right? The audacity to think that this is not your home. That's not your door. These are not your phone, right? You are basically being provided for, catered to, okay? So, and we're creating a generation of women who are thinking that they're entitled. They can, have the freedoms of being an adult, right? Decide what you want. Yet, also, think that, I think men need to provide for me. Men need to pay for dates. Men need to do this. See, that's the problem. That's the generation we're creating, where so many people are feeling entitled, okay? You feel like you're entitled to your parents', support, your parents' money, your parents' care, your parents' whatever. But, on the flip side, you don't think that you are required to do anything for it. You think you're not required to give respect to your parents. You're not required to follow rules, okay? And this is the problem, right? We're creating a generation of people who don't even understand how to follow rules, right? There's rules of engagement. There's rules to life. Yet People like this don't understand it. And then when they come out to the real world, they complain about working, they complain about dating, they complain about paying bills, they complain about everything. And they don't realize, okay, they had life too easy. They had life too easy. Parents did everything for you, right? Provide for you and don't require nothing of you. Right? This is something where you have all, and this is a problem where a lot of women are the example of. They expect someone to have all the responsibilities, none of the authority. So it's crazy that when you're dealing with, let's say, a boss, they have the responsibility of paying for you, right? Giving you money, but yet they don't have the authority to order you to do something. This is where we create entitled human beings. So mindset like this is absolutely destroying society, in my opinion. And again, rooted by women.
Don't like any of you. What else?
I know.
I don't know.
We all knew that.
Good.
We all knew that.
I know. And I'm telling you that. I'm reiterating what you already know. I'm agreeing with you. What else? What else are you going to try to tell me that ain't true? That I already know about myself?
I didn't say you the one who said it.
And I'm agreeing with you. What? Ask your dad too. I told him too. I don't give a fuck about none of y'all. You think he wants any of you neither? The fuck? I'm just saying. It's the truth. Nobody wants y'all.
My daddy cares about you.
Good. Because I don't. At least one parent does. Shit. At least one parent does. Thank God for your dad. I give him props for that.
Y'all see this shit, man?
That man, I give that man a
Y'all see this shit,
high
man?
five props. Your father. His father deserves a high five props because he cares about these crazy ass kids that I have to deal with.
Now I'll say this, right? If these kids are crazy ass, it's because of your parenting. I mean, you gotta take some blame, right? Maybe not 100% because environment will affect kids too, but you gotta take some blame that if your kids are crazy ass, well, you raise your kids wrong. And here's the thing I wanted to talk about, right? And under the comments of that video, you get a lot of women saying that woman is, give her some grace. She seems tired. She seems stressed out. I always think it's funny, right? Particularly with women. You will give a woman grace if she is, I don't know, saying she's upset or she's exhausted with her kids or she doesn't want her kids, right? She said she hates her kids. She doesn't want them, right? And you think she's tired of it. But if a man, imagine if a man was doing that. Imagine if a man abandoned his kids, don't want his kids, say he doesn't want his kids. Would women give the same grace to a man? I doubt that. I very much doubt that. So I just find that the hypocrisy in that. Because here's the thing where if a man was doing that, women will call that out. Call him a terrible father, terrible parent. Women will not be giving this man a man grace. Oh, he's stressed. He looks like he's like tired. All that. He looks like he's strung out. Like making up excuses. And you get it, right? You get it. Women will be sympathetic towards other women, but it's fake, right? You're just sympathetic because she's a woman. Doesn't matter what she says. Doesn't matter what she does. Because she's a woman, you'll be automatically sympathetic. But if you change that gender, do exactly the same thing, women will go crazy. I just like to point out those hypocrisies. That's my thing.
I told black men they should stop teaching their sons sports and maybe try to teach them how to build a house, maybe learn some trades. They got mad at me and said, why would they teach their son that? And that's exactly why women are requiring so much for y'all to date them. If you're not coming with money, then you can't date her because y'all don't know how to change a tire. Y'all don't know how to change the oil. You don't know how to change a pipe. You don't know how to put down no floor. That's why women are now requiring so much today because you men are coming as liabilities.
One, she's dishonest. She's dishonest. She said, why don't men teach their sons to build a house, to cut wood, start a fire? Not one time did you say, oh, how about not go to college and start a trade and learn a trade? That's the difference, okay? No. See, this is the thing where you're trying to tell people what to do, right? In the sense that, oh, black men are not teaching their kids right. But first of all, okay, in the black community, it is women who are raising their kids. It is women who are raising these boys, not men, okay? Not men. It is women who are raising these boys. So I find it funny that you're telling these men who are not active in their kids' lives to teach them to, a trade or something. No, you should be telling the boys, if you want that, how about go to a trade, right? Telling these boys that it's a bonding experience, right? To do sports. This is the thing where it's weird how I looked at it, right? How most people took it as an insult rather than I guess, constructive criticism, because you're not telling, oh, fathers go bond with their kids. No, you're not. You're not telling fathers to bond with their kids. You're telling fathers how to raise their kids. Right? You're telling fathers how to raise their kids. When in fact, sadly, a lot of these men don't get the opportunity or the, are they in the situation to raise their kids like that. Their chances are to bond with their kids. It is women who are raising said kids. And here's the thing where I don't necessarily disagree. If you're telling young boys to, you know what, how about not think about college, but think about trade? I agree. I 100% agree. But that's not what she was trying to do. So this is why I said this is disingenuous. This is disingenuous. You weren't telling young men to not necessarily think about college, but you could think about trades. You're not doing that. Okay? You were trying to be insulting. And this is why, I don't like how women do this shit, right? They're not going about it. It's the heart. You can sense it. It's the heart where she wasn't going about it, where she was trying to give constructive criticism or, come from the heart. No, she was coming from anger, coming from distaste, dishonor. Because here's the thing, she just said, she showed her color at the end, right? Oh, women require so much of men now because men are not bringing anything. What are women bringing in? What are women bringing in, right? Women have such high standards, okay, but then you're surprised that men have standards too. Right? You're surprised that men have standards where, okay, now you have the approach. Oh, okay, let's say you pay half. Because what do you bring in? What do women bring? That's not a liability. That's not, you have to pay more for her. What women are not like amazing cooks nowadays. Women, when you cook and clean, women expect you to contribute to that. So really, what do women bring? And if you say kids, well, here's the thing where, imagine that you're in a situation where, okay, she brings kids. Now she's putting that over your head. You can't raise the kids how you want it. Oh, no, it has to go through her. So is that a benefit? Not really. So things like this is just ridiculous.
That's why I'm talking to you right now. That's what I said. You're not listening. I said, what kind of white tea person enjoys or gets upset when black people are instructing, correcting, chastising, or highlighting dysfunctional behavior in their neighborhood? And I just described you. You enjoy black people being dumb and being at the bottom of everything. Because as long as black women take their baby to concerts, you can still talk about them behind closed doors and say, oh, those poor blacks. Oh, they don't know. They're not as smart as us, They don't have the same, those poor blacks. I know you're not.
I think there's a conspiracy. If not white people, or it's the higher ups, right? The wealthy people. They want to infect the black community with individualism. You don't care. Black people's not a monolith. That is a conspiracy. Right? To say that black people are not a monolith is to also show that, you should only care about yourself, right? You should only care about yourself. You shouldn't care about your community. Before the 1940s, right, when at the worst times one of the worst times in the black community, the community was at its strongest. There was the most marriage rates, economically rising, families strong, marriages galore, right, the highest out of all ethnic groups. After that, right, after the 1940s, 50s. Right, the civil rights movement, it just it just plummeted. Why? I believe that there was a poison to dismantle the community. They know that now that black people had rights, had equality, you need to do something else. Infect the community with individualism, where they only care about themselves. They don't care how their community is viewed. I said this before. I don't think the black community, which is very weak right now, in my opinion, almost non-existent, its leadership is by single mothers, they don't care how the image of the community is, right? Take your newborn baby to a Chris Brown concert. Don't care about playing drive-bys with your kids. Don't care about listening to disgusting, hard, right, very adult music. All these things, okay, twerking at a young age. They don't care how the world views you, right? And like she was saying, that it's good that black people don't care. It's good that black people don't see themselves as a monolith, right? They don't see themselves as a community. It's good, right? So you can see that, let's promote the ugly image instead of, correcting yourself. I'm sorry, but this is why the Asian community is far passing black communities, they're far passing white communities as well. Okay? Asian communities are far passing even white communities because they believe in families. They believe in community. Okay? They believe in pride. They believe in pride of the community, pride of their people, pride of their family, pride of their country. Okay? Asian people believe in pride of that. They care about respecting your elders, respecting your community. Okay? They care about not being a victim. They care about representing the community well. Okay? So, it's a conspiracy. I don't know. I'll probably get hate for this, right? But this ain't all black people. This ain't all black people. But this is the thing. Black people do not care about their public image. They do not care how the rest of the world views their community. They don't care. I think controversial. I think the white people's ideology, individualism, right? The individual rightness of I think the white people promoted it has poisoned the black community. They only think about themselves. They don't care how the rest of the world views them. They don't care if the rest of the world views them as ghetto, ratchet, right, low class. They don't care. I mean, they care when you act like it, right? When you treat them like they're low class. They care, but they don't care if the rest of the world views them as low class. Because again, they do not care how they portray their community. They don't believe they even portray their community, right? They don't believe this kind of image portrays a negative image to the rest of the world, and it affects the community's image. Shit like this creates the monolithic image of the black community when this is so rampant in social media and entertainment. Now, like I said, I've known plenty of amazing black people. I've dated predominantly black women, amazing black women. Strong black women would not do this kind of shit. But again, the good side of the black community is not represented. And here's the thing: it's like, oh yeah, it was white media. Really, right? Really, white media? White media? No, because thanks to social media, now you have the power within your hands, and you still don't change it around. You still perpetuate what the white media has done to you, right? With TV, which is controlled by the wealthy white people. Because here's the thing where, I'm sorry, the black community doesn't understand. The rest of the world isn't as individualistic as a lot of American people are, right? American culture is very individualistic. A lot of people is very community-based. It's very family-based. It's very right? Pride-based, okay? It's how every community usually believes that you represent your community. You represent your people. You represent your family. Only Americans don't believe that. Don't view it like that. So that's why they don't understand that. The people who judge you by what they see online, what they see on media, well, because they believe that you represent your community. And when you see this so much, shit like this ratchetness, this ghetto-ness, this low-class mindset, you see it so much, and you see it so much by one group of people, they can't help seeing that this is the negative image of your people, right? Of your community. And I believe it's not right, but it is the world, right? It's how it is. And I think this is the problem where, because we have the black community asking to be treated like equals, right? Treated like equals, viewed as equals. But when society, when the world does not view you as the same, as equal, because here's the thing, you don't hold your own people accountable. You don't bash that, you don't shame that. Because other communities would shame bad behaviors. They would shame bad behaviors. They would stamp out, right, a stuck-up needle, right, a stuck-up nail, right. They would hammer down a nail that's stuck up. So it is a terrible thing. I don't know. I just think that shit like that's stupid, right? You don't. I don't know. I think that's disgusting. I think that's idiotic. I think that's poor parenting. I think that's a lack of holding on to your responsibilities. Yeah, you have your kid in, but it shouldn't be out that late at night. Your baby should be asleep already.
I was 15 when I had a baby. I gave that baby up for adoption. 25 years later, I ended up dating that baby, not knowing he was my son. Fast forward, when I confronted him about it, when I told him about it, he told me he knew. He knew that I was his mother.
So one of the things that no one's saying is that as a 40-year-old woman, she was found with dating a 25-year-old. 15 years age gap. Okay. Shows you that women will gladly date a pretty drastically young person. So women are no better than men. And this is a thing where, this is why you bring shame back to the community. This is why you bring shame back to the community. Because why did you think it was a good idea to go on social media and talk about your bullshit? Talk about your fucking insanity. Talk about your degenerateness. It's absolutely disgusting. One, fine, you date your son, which is insane. You also date a young ass man, but yet you thought it was a good idea to tell it to the world. This is why I said that black people do not care about their public image. They do not care how they represent the community. They don't.
They do not care. They have been honestly affected by white culture's individualism, right? The individualistic ideology that white culture has produced. They don't care how they represent their community. And then she wants to talk some more about it.
No, I did not sleep with my son. We were dating. Dating does not mean sleeping together. Anyway, now we're in therapy. It's very awkward. We're trying to work through it. No, we're not dating anymore. But I'm also suing him for emotional distress. Now, if he doesn't agree, my lawyer says we're going to take it to court. And now his family is mad at me. They're trying to say that I knew all this time. When I was 15, I pushed him out. I didn't even see him. They took him immediately. So no, I didn't know.
Emotional distress? You are the 40-year-old woman who thought it was a good idea to date a 25-year-old young-ass man. Right? You're the one who thought it was a good idea to date a fucking immature boy. Right? An immature man. Emotional distress? Absolutely. Because this is the thing where, again, he's a young man. He's accountable for his own actions, but you don't realize the probably emotional toll you put on him for giving up your son. Okay? So, again, I'm not taking away accountability. If he knew about it, he was a disgusting little boy. But again, lack of good parenting produced that type of man, right? Lack of good parenting produced that type of man. And again, you are the full-grown adult. Who forced you to date a 25-year-old as a 40-year-old woman, right? This is the thing where if 40-year-old men date a 25-year-old woman and lost his money, no one to blame but himself, right? There's no one to blame but himself. If he got used by young women for his money, he know better than going online and saying, "No, this 25-year-old woman used me for her money." Yeah, no fucking duh, you stupid. So you're the only one to blame. So as a 40-year-old woman, you're the only one to blame dating a fucking 25-year-old man. Yeah, it's like, again, you double down on it and continue to talk about it. You double down and continue to talk about your degeneracy. It's absolutely disgusting, really. And this is why I said we need to bring back shame. Particularly, I'm sorry, the black community needs to bring back shame, because during their worst times, Jim Crow and all these other times, they knew not to bring shame to their community. They knew that shit like this, you don't air out to the world. Unbelievable.